Hey there guys, Rick Ucchino here, back home and back once again for Sportskeeda Wrestling to break down the Raw after WrestleMania. And man, WrestleMania was really good, wasn't it? It was like the perfect catalyst to start fresh and really get this next season of Monday Night Raw off on the right foot. And, well, they just actually took about 10 steps backward, didn't they? Maybe we should have a conversation just to start off here about reality versus expectations. The Monday after Mania in recent years has almost been its own pay-per-view level event, full of shock returns, NXT call-ups, surprise title changes, and usually the hottest crowd of the year. So while we were all expecting something along the lines of Becky Lynch or Samoa Joe's return to action or Adam Cole's call-up, we ended up with the Viking Raiders, Charlotte Flair, piped-in crowd noise, and a bunch of really questionable booking decisions. Now maybe part of that is our fault, because we talked ourselves into thinking that Becky could be coming back to challenge Rhea, or Samoa Joe being removed from the commentary team meant that he was cleared for action and was going to immediately step up to the almighty Bobby Lashley. But you know what? WWE has kind of conditioned us to expect major things like that, so we were expecting things to happen like that on this show. Let's be honest though, last night's episode of Raw, it really felt like WWE put very little effort into making it feel special, or frankly, making the show feel very good at all, since fans weren't there in attendance. Hello, ding dong, hello guys! There are millions of us watching at home! Make it feel special for us! That doesn't mean the episode was all bad though. It really wasn't. There were some good things. Let's get into it. Here's what Raw got right this week, and here's what made me want to fly back to Tampa and jump off that big pirate ship. We will start with the return to action of the Viking Raiders and Charlotte Flair. I didn't mean to make it sound like these weren't good things in the old cold open there, because they are. They're really good things. The Raid officially back on after months away due to injury, and Eric and Ivar are going to provide the Raw Tag Team division a very nice boost. Really happy to see them back on TV. Now, as for the Queen, she returned after weeks off for a number of personal reasons, and she was pissed off. She cut one hell of a promo about missing out on WrestleMania due to a series of unfortunate events that were not her fault, so she claims. And I'll be honest, it gave me some serious CM Punk vibes. Vibes being the key word there, guys. Calm down. Oh, come on! Charlotte made it very clear that she is back for both vengeance and to claim her 13th world title. Good. Entitled, cocky, heel Charlotte is the best Charlotte. She's really good in this role. Just let her flourish there. What I didn't like so much was the Queen causing a DQ in the Mania rematch between Asuka and the new Raw Women's Champion, Rhea Ripley. I would have liked to have seen a definitive finish there. Also, yes, I will agree with the Twitterverse that the matches the last couple of days between Asuka and Rhea did not live up to expectations or their capabilities. It's almost like, and follow me here, it's almost like these were Rhea's first singles matches since January 6th. Ring rust is real, folks, and WWE did her no favors by benching her for months and then at the 11th hour sending her out onto the grandest stage with the highest possible expectations. Moving on now, Alexa Bliss explained her actions at WrestleMania when she cost The Fiend his matchup against Randy Orton. During an episode of Alexa's Playground, Bliss said that over the last few months, she realized something, that during his absence, she had learned everything she needed from Bray and The Fiend to go off on her own. Well, maybe not her own. Alexa says along her journey these last few months, she unlocked something truly evil and introduced us all to her new friend, Lily. A really creepy ass doll with actual teeth hanging off of it that took a snap at the camera. That thing is straight out of the Annabelle universe and is made of actual nightmares. Regardless, I'm really excited to see what Alexa has in store for us, as I'm hopeful that this split from Bray Wyatt will allow her to be a supernatural force in the women's division that I don't believe we've really ever have seen before. Nice. I still would not have booked Randy to beat The Fiend at Mania, but I'm gonna chalk that up to heartbreak on this one. On Sunday, Bray saw someone he truly loved betray him, allowing Orton to hit the RKO and get the 3 count. But it wasn't the Viper, it was Beauty that killed the Beast. Or at least that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I'm trying to make this booking make sense, guys. I really am. Bray, meanwhile, had a fun little segment of his own on the Firefly Funhouse and definitely seemed to be trying to talk himself into believing that everything in his world is okay after what happened at WrestleMania. Denial, though, can be an ugly thing. Let's see what Bray can come up with now that he's been screwed over in the booking department for the roughly 10,000th time in his career. That's quite the milestone, Bray. Congratulations. Speaking of booking, the rest of this show last night was crap. It was straight crap. First off, we saw the gentleman who lost both the United States and tag team titles at WrestleMania, but didn't follow up or even see the guys who actually won those belts. No more Bad Bunny in WWE, kinda sad about that. Also really sad because I guess that means it's time to have Damian Priest lose to a guy who literally had his pants around his ankles. And what on God's green earth are we supposed to take away from Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke actively choosing to quit their match against Nia and Shayna because Nia got pissed off that she slipped off the ring and embarrassed herself a little bit? Like, you guys asked for this match. You attacked Nia to get this opportunity and then walked away when maybe instead you could have earned an opportunity at the women's tag team titles. It's almost like making Mandy slip at Mania into a story thing was just a bad idea. Just let some things be, man. Just let it be. And finally, Drew McIntyre is going to get his rematch at Bobby Lashley after winning a triple threat #1 contenders match against Braun Strowman and Randy Orton in the main event. That match will go down at WrestleMania Backlash, which is the title of the next pay-per-view because of SEO scores or something like that. It's dumb. Just call it Backlash. What are we doing? The interesting thing that happened in the main event last night was after it was over. And again, I said interesting, not necessarily good. After Drew McIntyre pinned Randy Orton following the Claymore kick, Mace and T-Bar, formerly of Retribution, showed up to stick McIntyre with that big double chokeslam as MVP looked on from the ramp. So, wait a minute, pump the brakes here. They pulled Cedric and Shelton from the Hurt Business to potentially add in the guys who got their butts handed to them by Cedric and Shelton on several occasions over the past few months. What? I'm not saying I'm opposed to doing something significant with Mace or T-Bar, just make it make sense. You threw out the former Raw Tag Team Champions for being recent failures, yet you align yourself with two guys from arguably the worst and least successful faction ever assembled. Okay, sure, I'm willing to wait and see how this plays out. I will say this much, next week, they better show up, take off those damn masks, and go back to being Dominic Dijakovic and Dio Madden. If this angle is just a means to that end, then it'll all be worth it. That's our video this time around. Make sure to subscribe to the Sportskeeda Wrestling YouTube channel for more content like this, plus exclusive interviews. We have a ton of them up there right now from WrestleMania weekend, live in Tampa Bay. Melina, Victoria, Gail Kim, and yes, my exclusive conversation with Bianca Belair less than 24 hours after her historic win at WrestleMania 37. Check all that out on the Sportskeeda Wrestling YouTube channel.